Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. If you're new around here, smash the like button. Please hit the notification bell and subscribe as we chase down 22,000 subscribers. Now, Tottenham Hotspur and Eberechi Eze have been mentioned in the same sentence this summer thousands and thousands of times, almost to the point of absolute boredom for many football fans. Spurs have been ridiculed by other fan bases. No chance that Eze goes to Spurs. Why would he want to ruin his career and go in there? Arsenal are going to get him. Spurs are not. PSG might want him. Why would he go there? Steve Parish won't deal with Daniel Levy and a deal won't be done. Daniel Levy can't get this over the line. Well, after all the talks and all the rumours, it looks like we may be edging closer to a conclusion in the next 24 to 48 hours. And what am I talking about? Well, this morning, this is what Fabrizio Romano has said. He said exclusive, Tottenham and Crystal Palace chairmans Daniel Levy and Steve Parish in direct contact today for the Eberechi Eze deal. He understands that Spurs are willing to offer 55 million as a fixed fee plus 5 million in add-ons to get the deal done. Eze informed Crystal Palace last week of his desire to join Tottenham Hotspur. Now, the interesting thing about this is all of the reports we've heard all summer. Is Daniel Levy still the man behind the deals at Tottenham? Is it Vinay Venkatesham, the new CEO? Do Spurs have intermediaries looking after such deals? But what we do know, and which is important, is we know that Steve Parish and Daniel Levy are both bloody difficult to deal with. So the two of them together can spell a very, very difficult negotiation. But it looks like those negotiations are at an advanced stage. And we now know that Daniel Levy is back where he's been in the United States, apparently helping his daughter settle into college or university or whatever it may be. Daniel Levy is back and now meeting Steve Parish today to thrash out the finer details and the last details. Hopefully the dotting of the I's and the crossing of the T's to get Eze at Tottenham Hotspur and make him a Spurs player. Now, will this get done 100%? Never say 100%. Can't ever guarantee it. But surely from this situation, from Eberechi Eze clapping the Palace fans yesterday, wasn't he? And it wasn't a thanks for coming. It was a thanks for having me for all these years. Thank you for supporting me all those years. When you look at that evidence, then you look at the evidence that Fabrizio Romano has said that. Plus, Ben Jacobs has said this. Ben Jacobs, what's he said? Let's go up to the top. Ben Jacobs has said this. As broken on market madness, Spurs pushing to sign Eberechi Eze this week for a similar fee to Mohamed Kudus. And we'll talk about the fee in a minute. 55 to 60 million discussed, which goes along with the Romano report of 55 plus 5. The deal was nearly agreed on Friday, apparently. Talks advanced and Palace seeking a replacement. Eze has made it clear he wants the move. So by all accounts, by all reports, we know that Eze wants the move to Tottenham. We know that so far, and fingers crossed it doesn't happen, Arsenal are not on the scene. And that was the big worry, right? The big worry was, if Arsenal want him, do they get him? Now, some people were worried about that. Other people weren't. I was. I think Arsenal are still a big club, challenge for the title. They've got pull. But Arsenal look like they're focusing their energies and efforts elsewhere. So you look, no Arsenal coming in for him. Eze telling Palace he wants to leave. Eze clapping the fans away. Daniel Levy and Parish meeting. Surely this spells the end to this saga and the beginning of Eberechi Eze as a Tottenham Hotspur footballer. But Will there be a here we go today? Or is this going to be one that drags on for the rest of the week? Because Glasner, the Crystal Palace manager, he believes that Eze will be part of the Palace team that plays on Thursday night in the Europa Conference League qualification games. Spurs surely won't want that. If a deal is imminent, surely we won't want another game where Eze could play for Crystal Palace, especially after the see you later, Palace fans. It wouldn't make sense. So watch this space. Keep an eye on this. This is going to be very interesting. I can't imagine that any deal will be easy between these two chairmen. But I do imagine that both chairmen aren't silly. From Daniel Levy's perspective, he knows that the Spurs fans are restless. He knows that we've left it to the last 2 weeks. There are 15 days of the transfer window to go, including today. We're nearly in the last fortnight. We're nearly down into the fortnight of the transfer window. So Daniel Levy, from his perspective, he knows that he needs to get players in, and not just any players. He needs to get reinforcements into this football club. Quality reinforcements. Then on the flip side of that, Steve Parish knows that if he doesn't sell Eze this window, next year he's got 1 year left on his contract. Now this fee probably halves. This fee probably halves. And he knows that his manager, Glasner, will want a conclusion. Glasner will want replacements. Glasner will want to spend the Eze money and bring in 2 to 3 players, probably. Maybe 2, but maybe 3. So for all parties, I think they know that a deal needs to get done and needs to get done quickly. Because if this boils down to the last day of the window, suddenly both clubs are in a little bit of up and down, aren't they? You know, it's a bit of disarray. But let's look at this. We are hearing a lot of reports saying that Eze can go to Spurs, but he will not be allowed to leave until Tottenham Hotspur offer X amount and until Crystal Palace have a replacement. Now, this is the danger of doing transfers this late in the day. It's saying to Palace, we want your player. Fine. We've got to get a replacement because otherwise you're leaving us short. That's the danger of going late in the window. But what we do know is that Crystal Palace are in talks with 2 clubs for 2 Eze replacements. They're not like for like in terms of ability, but they are both attacking midfielders. One of which is Christos Solis of Club Bruges. Now, that's not an easy deal, according to all reports, because he did just sign a new long-term contract. Apparently, a bid has been rejected by Club Bruges, but Crystal Palace are going back in to negotiate. Now, he's a good footballer. He's not at Eze's level, but there's still time to get to Eze's level. And for me, I've seen this boy play. Good signing. But again, I think that's the signing that a Palace make, not what a Tottenham make. And then on the flip side of that, you have got the signing of El Khanous, the Moroccan international who plays as an attacking midfielder for Leicester City. Now, the release clause apparently has ended for El Khanous, and Leicester City, according to all reports, want £30 million to take the playmaker to Palace. So Crystal Palace are in for both those players. Now, I don't know, do they want one? Do they want both? But hopefully Spurs don't have to wait until one of those is through the door for Eze to be a Tottenham player. Or if we do have to wait, we've got to hope that Steve Parish and his team can get those deals over the line quickly. We don't want to be sitting around waiting for Palace to sign a player. Now, the last part on all of this is the fee. And at the moment, Daniel Levy, if he gets this deal at 55 plus 5, I think that's a steal. We were all told Palace want 68 million, which was, of course, the release clause of 60 plus 8. And even once the release clause has ended, everyone said that Steve Parish will only sell him for that same price. So if he gets this deal at 55 plus 5, hats off to you, Daniel Levy. That will be a brilliant bit of business. Would I have liked the deal done earlier? Sure. Would you lot? Sure. But at this stage, I just want to get him in because I think watching Spurs, we're just lacking that bit of spark centrally. We've got it out wide with Kudus. We're solid with the Paulinho, Bentancur pivot, if you will, what we used to call a midfield. Now I think we need to add that little bit of je ne sais quoi with an Eberici Eze. So the deal is not done yet, but we are edging closer. And it does feel that a deal is imminent. Let me know your thoughts. Does this change the game for Spurs? Does this allow us to challenge the top 4? Does this still make us 5th, 6th, 7th? Let me know your thoughts. Please like, please subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be back at 6 p.m. tonight on the channel for Sava and Perchi, the What Are We Doing Here podcast. Take care, and as always, come on, you Spurs.